Welcome to Gettin' Old Ain't for Sissies with Tomm Rivers. He's over 70. He's a retired big-time radio DJ. He's an old hipster. He's full of it when it comes to knowing how it feels to get old. He has the skid marks and the mileage to prove it. Now with another Gettin' Old Ain't for Sissies, here's Tomm Rivers.
Doug Dahlgren, my good buddy from Chicago, who just yesterday said to me, the problem is, I understood. He's kind of a funny guy, you know? But anyway, how you doing, folks? I'm Tomm Rivers, and this is Gettin' Old Ain't for Sissies. I'm Tomm Rivers. You can email me, Tomm Rivers, at superradio68@gmail.com. That's superradio68@gmail.com. We're in a lot of different places. I just thought of that the other day. You can find us on SoundCloud. Got another couple of, what would you call that? Messages from folks listening on SoundCloud. Tumblr, Twitter. We're archived. I can say that word. Archived on YouTube, and of course you can friend me on my very own Facebook page. And why don't you join the crowd and start listening to Gettin' Old Ain't for Sissies and spread the word. Now, it's very important when you listen to this program that you like us, check us off, mark like, mark follow. You have to show the folks that you're listening on their platform that you like the program, okay? That you follow the program. And we can get as many likes as possible, then we win a prize. They keep us on. So please do that. All right? Hey, did you take yesterday off, August 1st? A lot of folks don't get the thinking of taking a midweek break. People like a 3-day weekend. You know, they work Monday through Friday, and they like, you know, maybe a Friday off or a Monday off. But you know what the hip thing to do is? Take a Wednesday off. A midweek break is great. You know why? Empty beaches, empty parks, empty museums, empty movie theaters. And guess what else is going to be happening soon? All the kids are going back to school. Very, very soon. No more kids in the pool at the Y. It'll be quiet. I went swimming this morning. Not as early as usual. It was around 10:30 or so. And there were so many freaking kids. Of course, it was Little Shark Week. For the little sharks there. And God bless them. But they're so noisy. I appreciate the fact that they were having fun and they were being taught all about having a safe time in the water. But not so loud, okay? Don't spoil the old man's fun time in the pool. Stay on your side. I'll stay on mine. Anyway, today's show is all about poo. So if you don't want to listen to it, we're trying to help out here, folks. The older you get, the more you should pay attention to your bodily functions. Let's start out easy, though, and talk about your toilet. Your toilet is about to change. It's changing rapidly in Japan and increasingly here in the United States. We're seeing an influx of high-tech toilets hitting new homes and apartments. Noise muffling devices, odor control, heated seats, music playing speakers, Wi-Fi connections, voice commands, and of course built-in bidets. Don't you just love that? Increasingly featured among the must-have trappings of wealthy homes, the whole U.S. is seen as a lucrative, untapped market for these new types of toilets. And that's right out of U.S. News and World Reports. Now, why are we going to talk about poop? I'll tell you why. Because the older you get, the more you should pay attention to your poo. So, your poo is paying attention to you. It's trying to tell you something. Bowel movements are not exactly dinner party conversation starters, but, you could be even too embarrassed to talk about it with your doctor. You shouldn't. It's a mistake. A change in your poop's color might be something you ate or a medicine you've taken, or it might indicate a serious medical condition. Your poop's color might say something about your health. But what is normal? The brown color of normal poop stools come from bile salts. That's true. And that's from ShareCare's Chief Medical Officer, Dr. Keith Roach, M.D. Bile is released by the liver and stored in your gallbladder, and then added to the small intestine just after food passes through your stomach. It helps break down food components. I didn't know that stuff until I started reading about it. Now here's what to watch for if your BM is suddenly showing the colors of the rainbow. Green. That's cause your green poo sounds a lot worse than it actually is. Green indicates the presence of biliverdin. Biliverdin is an incomplete breakdown of bile salt. That usually means food has gone through the digestive system too fast for bacteria in the intestine to change the bile from green to brown. A very fast transit time is associated with some laxatives as well as diarrhea. Sounds like a traffic report. We're having some fast-moving diarrhea coming down the digestive system. You might want to avoid that area. A diet heavy in green leafy greens can also turn your bile movements green, especially kale, because it's hard for your body to break down. Green food coloring can also turn your stool green, as well as certain medicines. Iron supplements are a big factor there. Now, if you have a black stool, it means there's bleeding up high in your digestive tract, usually the esophagus, the stomach, or the small intestine. Even a bad nosebleed can cause black stools, if you swallow enough blood, that is. A black tar stool with blood in it is called melena. All right. Other culprits of black stool include iron supplements, again, black licorice, I didn't know that, or bismuth in the form of Pepto-Bismol. So there's a culprit there. Still, there are plenty of worrisome reasons why your stool might turn black. Bottom line, unless you've taken Pepto-Bismol recently and your poo quickly returns to a normal brown color, you better get checked out, okay? Word to the wise there. Red, well, if you see red, you might have a problem in the lower GI tract. If it's bright red, that could be from hemorrhoids. If it's a darker red, that comes from the colon. For colonic bleeding, think polyps, or anti-venomous malformation, or AVM, if you can't pronounce it like I can't. Just say AVM to your doc if you've got a question about that. He'll know what it means. AVM is where an artery connects directly to a vein. The structure is delicate, fragile, and when a stool passes by, it could cause bleeding. Don't panic, though. Not yet. Red food coloring can also cause a red stool, but most common cause outside of colonic bleeding is beets. So if you're eating beets, that could cause it. Fun fact, if you are eating beets, if that really turns you on, your urine could also be pink. Yellow poop, especially if it looks greasy and smells awful, means there's a problem with fat absorption. That's bad news, folks. That usually means the pancreas isn't working properly. Your pancreas makes an enzyme called lipase, which breaks down fat in the gut. Without that, fat comes out in your poop. And when you can't absorb fat, you lose weight to the point of malnutrition. Yellow bowel movements may also be a sign of celiac disease, an anti-immune disorder in which eating gluten found in certain grains such as wheat, rye, and barley causes the immune system to attack the small intestine, interfering with the absorption of nutrients. If you're diagnosed with celiac disease, get on a good gluten-free diet, and it'll take care of that problem. And I've heard a lot of folks, gluten this, gluten that, gluten. So you might want to be aware of that. Now, if you see a white stool in your John, that means there's no bile salt in the BM at all. That means there's a blockage that is not letting the bile out, says the good doctor. Bile must pass through various ducts in its journey from the liver to the gallbladder to the small intestine, and any one of those ducts could get blocked. Gallstones, cancer, the big C of the bile duct, and cancer, the big C of the pancreas, can all cause white stools. If your poop looks chalky, it's almost certainly a bile duct blockage of some sort. So you better see your doctor right away if your BM pales in color. So getting old really ain't for sissies. It's really important to pay attention what's happening to your body. You can email us here at gettingoldain'tforsissies at superradio68@gmail.com, and you can catch us on SoundCloud, Tumblr, Twitter, YouTube, and of course my Facebook page if you want to friend me. All right? Getting Old Ain't for Sissies. My name is Tomm Rivers. That's with 2 M's. And I will talk to you again on Tuesday. Have yourself a wonderful weekend, friends. And bye.
Thanks for listening to Tomm Rivers and Getting Old Ain't for Sissies. Tom looks getting old straight in the eye, and getting old look back at Tom. From social policy to what you should and shouldn't eat and more. Getting Old Ain't for Sissies can be heard at 7 p.m. Central Tuesday and Thursday nights on Spreaker, Twitter, Tumblr, SoundCloud, YouTube, and Tom's own Facebook page. And look for us soon on Google Play, iTunes, and iHeartRadio. From Chicago, I'm Doug Dahlgren, Tomm Rivers' only friend. Good night.